Welcome to the Kano's Club. You are now entering the Kano's Club, and I'm happy that you're here. Yes, today, let's take our time, let's talk, let's relax, let's explore. If you haven't heard of a recent movie called, it's actually a TV series, not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, but I'm going to use these analogies related to some spiritual concepts. Alice in Borderland, actually. Alice in Borderland. Let's pick it up. Alice in Borderland. It's a Japanese sci-fi TV series. Without giving too much away, but let this be a spoiler alert. If you have not seen this and you don't want it to be spoiled, and you plan on watching it, then maybe come back to this video. But I'll try not to spoil it too much. Alice in Borderland seemingly is a mashup between uh, Cabin in the Woods and Escape Room. Okay. So seemingly these people are living their ordinary lives, and all of a sudden they find themselves in an alternate reality, much like the reality that they are used to, except it's seemingly on a game-like universe. Well, they're sucked into what is actually reality, a rat race. A rat race, okay? A rat race. The whole life is characterized and depicted by trying to survive. Well, they have to fight to survive. And that's all the world is now. Everybody has to fight to survive. People living and dying. Everybody's dying every single day. There's deaths every single day. Injustices, explosions, bombs, suicides, killings, homicides, murder, all the time. Cruel things happening. It may seem like where is God in the midst of this? I get to what I want to say here is that we see in this TV series that there is a mastermind behind the game. There's a mastermind behind the game. And it seemed like the game is being run by a malevolent, sinister, and satanic system. Okay. Seems like that is the ruling force of the world. A satanic ruling system. The game master, if you will. And then you have all these people that are watching people being killed, watching killers kill other people, watching people blow themselves up, watching people kill their friends, and laughing and getting gratification from it. That is what happens in our present world. There may be the satanic system that we're living in. Our world is ruled by the prince and power of the air, that great dragon, the serpent. And it may seem like this year more than ever that the devil's taking control. But no, he's not. People worried about the world is ruined by the Illuminati. The world is being crushed by a satanic system. But it's not. You see, in the scripture says that the demons, the devil, are afraid of God. They fear God and they tremble. The demons fear God and tremble. They don't feel Satan. Listen, scripture says that the demons, the devil fears God and they tremble. Not Satan. not Lucifer, not the Satanic system, Beelzebub, not any demon, not any demon with 10,000 teeth and most cruel demeanor and face. No, you must. The only thing the demons fear is God. Solomon said that the beginning of wisdom is knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Fearing Lord is the most important thing. Why? Because God is the great chess master behind everything that's happening right now. You must fear God, not the devil, not Lucifer. He's a small cricket, a small pawn in this whole scheme. God is the one that's behind everything that's going on today. This whole pandemic is just a testing. God is allowing. Nothing happens in this world without God allowing it to happen. Doesn't. Nothing happens without God willing it, allowing it for his grand purpose and design, for some type of good, for the end goal. Like I said before, he is the master deontologist. God is the master teleologist. He is. From beginning to end, from end to beginning, from beyond, all throughout millennium. That's what he does. It's a purpose and a grand design. So God is the one that puts authorities in power. Trump, dictators, all these people rise up because of the ruling forces. And all these people are allowed for either freeing people or persecuting people. That persecution also has a purpose behind it. Now, the way that we can survive in these end times, the way do we survive? The way we survive in these end times is found in the secret of the tree of life. It's found in Metatron's cube also. I've spoken about that. The tree of life has two sides. The right side of the tree of life, when the world shakes the right side of the tree of life with holy and righteous doings, that it shakes in the heavenlies the holy angels and the angels of righteousness to imbue positivity and healing upon the earth. But when the world and the peoples and the sea shake the left side of the tree of life, specifically the grade of judgment, that is the side where the satanic kingdom is on. And that left side, when it stirred the unholy waters, the Ochasuta, you see, causes those unholy forces and the unrighteous spirits, demons, and principalities to imbue destruction and death upon the earth. And that's what we see today. And God allows this because that persecution it brings upon the earth, it causes the church and the people of God to elevate. And it's just a push and pull back and forth till God and the world gets to that grand design. Where in the book of the Revelation, God reigns supreme and the church triumphs. Okay? But these things are cyclical. If we want to survive, if we want to band together as a force in the world today, in this year, we have to start shaking and stirring the right side of the tree of life, of righteousness, to stir the heavenly angels to imbue righteousness, peace, and justice upon the earth, to reverse what's happening now. And the church has to band together as one force to push back the building of the city of Babylon. Is when the city of Babylon is being built, then the woman and the beast rides and causes destruction in the Antichrist. Starts to cause havoc. And the horsemen, the four horses of the apocalypse, these are also good, they are also bad, and they're also good. The church also have their horses. These horses are chariots. But the church is not riding their chariot throne. They're not riding their horses. Because they are not in positions of power. There are more unholy, unrighteous people riding the horses and the chariots of power. Therefore, they are causing the world to go astray. When the church and the people of God, people of righteousness, noble and holy people start to ride their chariot throne in horses of God, these vehicles, then it will cause things to happen on earth that push towards the prophecies of God, to push towards liberating people. Instead, we have unrighteous people riding the horses of God, the horses of power. And what does it do? It causes destruction upon the earth. It causes pain. It causes suffering. That's what it does. So we have to start shaking and stirring the tree of life, the right side of the tree of life. We shouldn't give in to the powers that should not be. We have to fight back, and when we do fight back, that is when there are martyrs. You see? But if there's martyrs, and if there's blood, then we will triumph. Because if we come to them, if we come to the powers that shouldn't be, the Illuminati, the governmental forces that are ruling the earth, these principalities, we come at them in full force with the horses of power and chariots of fire, then they won't be able to withstand us. Because if God is before us, who can be against us? And if God is riding with us, then they have no hope. They have no hope. Remember, it is God that is ruling everything. And if God says we win, and if God says we go and we conquer that land, then we conquer that land. Because God is in control of everything. He can switch things around. He can change the atoms. He can change the time. He can do anything. But if you're not in line, if the church is not stirring the right side of the tree of life, then God can be our enemy. God can cause your enemies to serve you. But God can also cause your enemies to punish you. Which one do you rather it be? Your enemies to serve you, your enemies to bow down to you, or you to bow down and to be punished by your enemies? God can do either or. But we have to be aligned. We have to be aligned, you see. God is the master behind this entire game. The only way to defeat it, the only way to win in the end, is playing by his rules, not the devil's rules. Lucifer's rules aren't rules. He already is defeated. He's been thrown down to the earth. He knows his time is short. You have to play by God's rules. God's rules reigns in the end. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.